Alright, welcome back to yet another Bad Batch episode recap. Once again, it's going to be really quick and short to the point right here. And I actually have the camera set up here like I did with the Venom trailer reaction. But yeah, we got the 15th episode of Star Wars, The Bad Batch. And I overall have to say, good episode. Really, really good episode. We're now into the final parts of we're on to the final parts of the whole season and all that sort of stuff, which, while wasching the Bad Batch, I really gotta say they weren't really building up to the finale, and all that sort of stuff. Like, I don't know, there really wasn't really much of a build up really to this finale and sort of whatnot, sort of have you. And when I talk about the last episode, I'll just go over my whole thoughts on the series overall. But it is confirmed there will be a season 2. So it's pretty cool to hear. But of course, we all know me. I've had a lot of issues with this show. And most of it is its fault due to how the whole show is structured and whatnot, sort of have you. So, yeah. Now, let's just go over the main plot of the episode. So, Crosshair takes Hunter back to KAMINO. And the rest of the Bad Batch, Wrecker, Omega, Tech, and Echo have to go back and rescue Hunter. And we find out some big pieces of information. Not only has KAMINO been basically been emptied out. Basically, they're abandoning the whole facility, at least the main city that we saw in episode 2 and throughout the Clone Wars animated series. Whatnot, sort of heavy. But one of the biggest moments we find out is that, is really more what's going on with Hunter and whatnot, sort of have you. Or not Hunter, Crosshair. We find out that Crosshair isn't entirely, he isn't controlled by the inhibitor chip, and that he's actually Imperial, and whatnot, sort of have you. And this goes back to a previous episode where basically, half of Crosshair's face gets burned off due to the Venator's exhaust ports and whatnot, sort of have you. But yeah, and we also see that Crosshair is also offering the Bad Batch to come back with him and to join the Empire with him and whatnot, sort of have you. And he also goes on a tangent saying that the Bad Batch had basically left him and abandoned him and whatnot, sort of have you, and that they weren't loyal to him, and that he wants them to join him and fulfill their destiny, when we know that they chose their own destiny. The Empire, basically, kind of the Republic, gave them the Republic to an extent. They gave him their own destiny, but now, of course, Hunter and the rest of the Bad Batch, they have a new destiny. Hunter has Omega and whatnot, sort of have you. And so, basically, there's some action scenes and whatnot here or there. Once again, animation top tier. And, I just gotta say, very, very sad to see KAMINO get blown to hell, all that sort of stuff. It's really unfortunate. Rest in peace, KAMINO, whatnot, sort of have you. And so this also begs another question, as, are we still going to see the KAMINO uprising or a clone trooper rebellion? Because we know that the stormtroopers are coming in. So will this be a plot point for the next season? Hopefully it is. And we'll get Rex, and hopefully in the next season we'll find Wolf and whatnot, sort of have you, and all that sort of stuff. I don't know how long the Bad Batch is gonna go, because I really don't know. Because for the last 2 Star Wars animated series, this is being Rebels and Resistance. Rebels only lasted 4 seasons, and Dave Filoni ended it because he didn't want Disney to cancel it and all that sort of stuff, like they did with the Clone Wars, and of course, Dave Filoni didn't get to finish the Clone Wars until it got revised, of course, last year. and whatnot, sort of have you. And Star Wars Resistance only lasted 2 seasons, probably because the downfall of the sequel trilogy probably affected it and whatnot, sort of have you. So I really had to assume that this show could go on maybe for another. I don't really know. The future of Star Wars animation is very unclear right now. I'm still thinking we're supposed to get that Rebels sequel series. I don't know when I'll talk about the episode anymore, but I just want to talk about Star Wars animated series and whatnot, sort of have you, because it's interesting because most of it is focusing on live action, which, yeah. But I really sort of feel like that maybe the Bad Batch could possibly tie into Jedi Fallen Order in some certain way, which is supposed to be the next event in the timeline, at least in the new Disney timeline. Which, well, I mean, to be fair, it's my kind of headcanon, you know, and all that sort of stuff. Headcanon's really now used a lot more. I'm not one of those people who thinks that the Return of the Jedi is like is the finale, you know, and anything afterwards basically means fucking nothing. But yeah. But overall, I have to say, a good episode all the way around. Interested, of course, to see the finale. Star Wars won't have that much content. Well, there's going to be visions, which I'll probably do like a little mini review, talk about what I think about it. Also, I seen Suicide Squad yesterday. Wanted to mention that too. I really thought it was a good movie. Like 9 out of 10. Yeah. If you want me to talk about Suicide Squad, maybe I'll talk about it. I don't know. Maybe not. But honestly, I want to do a review on Guardians of the Galaxy just to talk about, you know, James Gunn's first comic book movie and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, this was a pretty cool week. Or a really interesting week. And we're getting Marvel What If. And you'll get the whole What If review probably in October, since I want to talk about it all in general. As we all know, you know, all that sort of stuff. So, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Excited to see, of course, you know, the Bad Batch season finale, or the final episode. Hopefully it will be good. And I'll just see you in the next video, which will probably maybe be the Guardians of the Galaxy or the Suicide Squad review. So, see you all in the next video.